morning, boys and girls. This week we're going to be looking at comparing and contrasting nonfiction text structures. Remember, nonfiction means not fake, so it's real stuff we're looking at. So let's go ahead and look at this text structure, and it's going to show how two or more things are alike and how they are different. So we have things that are alike, we're comparing in blue, how they are different, we're contrasting in orange. So one of the graphic organizers that you're very familiar with is a Venn diagram. So look at here, it's nice and color coordinated, different, same. So comparing is how things are similar or how they're like what they have in common. Contrasting is how they are different or dissimilar. Some clue words, you know how we like those clue words because it's giving us a hint. Look at this. Some clue words for comparing how they're the same, like, some, both, to, similar, alike, also, as. Contrast how they're different, but unlike, although, unless, while, instead, yet, and differ. So when you see those words, know that you are comparing or contrasting. For example, you might compare and contrast a frog versus a toad. So let's see. Frogs have long, powerful legs for jumping. Their skin is moist and smooth, and they like to live near water. They lay their eggs in clusters. They make a croaking noise. They enjoy eating insects and are called amphibians. Toads have short legs for walking or hopping. Their skin is dry and bumpy, and they like to live in dry places. They lay eggs in long chains. They make a croaking noise. They like to eat insects and are called amphibians. So we could use this graphic organizer to help us compare and contrast. So right here would be frogs, right here would be toads, and what they both have in common. So something that's true about frogs only is something that is true about frogs only is they have long, powerful legs. Something about toads, they have short legs. Something about both of them, they are both called amphibians, and they both eat insects. Toads like dry places, frogs like wet places. So I remember that from our reading, and that's just all we do. We fill these both out, and then we could transfer it from the Venn diagram into a nice organized column. So here could be a writing example that you could plug in your information. There are many things they have in common. One thing that is true about both frogs and toads is that they both are called amphibians. See how I fill that in? Another thing that is similar between them is that they both eat insects. There are also many things that are different between frogs and toads. One thing that is different is frogs have long, powerful legs for jumping. Another difference is toads like dry places. These are just a few things that are alike and different between frogs and toads. So you guys are pretty great about picking out the things that are the same or different, but now we need to take it to that next step and plugging it in some fourth grade writing. All right, guys, make sure you look at your pathways, follow them, and get that extra practice or help if you need it. All right, have a great day. Bye, everybody.